morning. Attorney Jordana Schwartz here with the Alessio Law Group. Well, welcome to our weekly Facebook Live FAQ session where we answer some of your most pressing immigration questions. We have received a number of questions from our actor clients or our actor potential clients who are getting prepared for the upcoming pilot season. And they want to know, how do I prepare for the O-1 visa consultation that needs to take place, obviously, before I'm able to start preparing and processing my actual O-1 visa case. And so, as an attorney that works specifically doing O-1 visas for all different creatives, actors, directors, producers, the one thing I can tell you is that the most important thing is to get prepared in time enough to be able to submit your O-1 visa case so that it is approved before your upcoming project. And so you might be asking, why am I already getting ready for pilot season, which happens every year in December? If it's May, this is 7 months away. Well, it takes approximately 4 to 6 months to prepare, file, and be approved for your O-1 visa. And so you want to be ahead of the game. The last thing you want is to come down for pilot season, get booked for a role, and then, have maybe you come in, it's December, you're booked for a role, and you need to start working in March. And oftentimes that's not enough time to get the O-1 visa filed and approved, and then you back to work in the United States. So I'm going to tell you some tips and tricks to get ready for your O-1 visa consultation so that the attorney doing the consultation can determine your eligibility for the O-1 visa. Now, just a little bit of background about the O-1 visa. It is set aside for artists of extraordinary ability, specifically actors, and in order to be approved, you really have to meet certain requirements and certain criteria. In fact, it's a list of 6 specific criteria. And so what I'm going to go through is just the documentation, the evidence, and the information that you should have at the ready before you actually meet with your consulting attorney. First of all, it's very important to have an updated resume. The last thing you want to do is come into your consultation with a resume that doesn't include all of your past projects, productions, and organizations and companies that you worked for. Because as an attorney doing the consultation, it's very important that we see your entire body of work. This is the basis of your case. This is really, the first stop in determining your eligibility. So if you don't have an updated resume or you don't have a resume at all, I suggest creating one. And maybe in one column you'll list the names of the projects or productions that you've worked on. In a second column, you list your role. It doesn't even have to be your name. You could just list leading role, principal, supporting, just so we have an idea of how important you were to the production itself. And then in the final column, you want to list the distinguished production company or director or producer that you worked with on that specific project. Now, the second thing you want to think about is updating your IMDB page as well. As you know, the IMDB page is the one-stop, place that most actors or directors and producers go to get an idea of what your career looks like. And so for the consulting attorney, it's very important that we have access to your IMDB page in its entirety. For example, let's say that you worked on a television series and you were a leading actor on that television series and you were in 27 episodes, but your IMDB page only lists 10 of the 27. That's going to make it difficult, again, for the consulting attorney to determine how important that particular project is and ultimately whether it should be used in your application. Furthermore, once your application is put together and submitted to U.S. Immigration, that's probably the first place the immigration officer is going to look when trying to determine whether the credits that are listed in your application are consistent with what's on your IMDb page. Thirdly, You want to start thinking of a list of individuals that you've worked with in the past that might be willing to sign letters of recommendation for you. Specifically, you want to make sure that these are distinguished individuals, people who've been in the industry for a while or have a lot of really great IMDB credits themselves, or perhaps, owners of production companies with legitimate companies that have great websites. So really start thinking about these people. Who can I ask for letters of recommendation? I don't suggest actually getting the letters written at this time. What's more important is that you just have a running list of people that you might be able to reach out to. Fourthly, I think we're on number 4. It's very important that you start gathering all of your press clippings. This includes any magazine articles, newspaper articles, online publication articles, radio interviews, or television interviews that feature you as an actor, and specifically that really talk about your role as a film and television actor, because ultimately that's what we want to focus on in the application. We want to talk about your career in film and television. And so, this day and age, most things are online, but sometimes, you might have press clippings from years back that maybe your mom cut out, and we find actually it's funny, but we do get a lot of press clippings through that way. So if you do have parents that were really good about saving your newspaper articles, I suggest getting them to scan it or scanning them yourself and having all of that at the ready before your consultation, so that the attorney doing the consultation can look through it and determine if this press is usable. Furthermore, if any of your press is in another language, it's very important that you translate it before the consultation, or if not, at least before we submit your case, because U.S. Immigration does not accept any documentation that is in any language besides English. Finally, it's really important that you get all of your prior contracts, pay stubs, invoices gathered. One of the criteria for the O-1 visa is high salary. And one of the ways that we can meet that criteria is through proof of prior compensation, prior payments. And so if you do have contracts, pay stubs, or invoices showing what you were paid in the past, that can be really helpful to your case. Now, just remember, if you don't have all of these documents and if you don't have all of this information at your fingertips at this time, that's okay. We just want you to start getting ready and start to, have an idea of the sorts of evidence and documents that we may need to submit to U.S. Immigration when filing your O-1 visa. So, don't worry if you're missing press, or let's just say that, you're having a hard time putting together that resume. We can always assist you with that. But this is just an overview of what you need to do to start preparing. And remember, as I said in the beginning, it does take about 4 to 6 months for the O-1 visa to be prepared, filed, and approved. And so we always suggest to clients looking to come in for pilot season to get that started at least 6 months in advance. So you're looking, to start getting ready next month. Okay, so I guess that's everything for today. Please let us know if you have any additional questions. You can contact us through our official Facebook page, through our website, or call us directly on the phone, and we would be happy to speak with you about your potential O-1 visa eligibility. Have a great day.